With these Nike City Edition jersey designs lasting about a year, they normally sell out within that season. Then you won't see that design ever come back again unless, they reuse it, which is a rarity. A couple teams have done it. But then you're kind of forced to look at different places to go buy it, like eBay, Facebook Marketplace, other third-party aftermarket selling platforms. And then you're like, man, I don't know what's fake or not. So hopefully in this video I'm going to help you out because we're going to go ahead and break down how to spot a fake Nike City Edition jersey. Stay tuned. This year, Nike and the NBA released their City Edition jersey to commemorate the 75th anniversary of the NBA. So at this time, most major retailers and team stores are pretty much sold out or limited in stock when it comes to City Edition jerseys. These City Edition jerseys run for 1 year unless you're, Phoenix or Utah where they reuse the previous year's City Edition jersey, but usually it runs for 1 year and then on to the next design. So if you're looking for a particular City Edition jersey or player, you might have to scavenge these aftermarket sellers platform like eBay, Mercari, Depop, Facebook Marketplace, just to name a few. But unfortunately, on these seller platforms, they do a terrible job of restricting what people can list and post, so you'll find a ton of knockoff or fake versions of these jerseys. I've seen so many of these knockoff versions be listed on those platforms for around retail price. So what I want to do today is just make sure that nobody falls into buying these scams and buying these low quality fakes for ridiculous prices. I've been researching, just trying to find the best fakes, and I kind of compiled them all in this video, and so we're just going to go ahead and break down how to spot a fake Nike City Edition jersey. If you guys find this video helpful or entertaining, an easy way to support the channel just by hitting like, hit subscribe, and hit that notification bell, so when I drop new videos, whether they're sales or new releases or videos like these, you don't miss out. Let's go ahead and get into it. First off, we're going to start off with the low game. So behind me I got two different jerseys. I got a legit version and a fake version, and we're going to see if you guys could tell which one's the legit and which one's fake just by looking from afar without looking at the little details. This first one should be really easy, but as we go along with the game, I got a couple different sets to show you. It should get a little harder each time to kind of tell from afar without looking at the little details. Most of these jerseys I bought either at the NBA store or Fanatics, and then the fake versions I've scoured all throughout the internet, and people were telling me about these places on TikTok and Instagram, and they're actually a really popular page, and I didn't think it was that good, so it was pretty funny. But I found some really good ones just scouring eBay and Mercari, so these are the jerseys that we're using today. So here's the first one. We got a KD City Edition jersey. So just by looking at it, if you want to pause the video, go ahead and pause the video so you can look. We'll go ahead and flip this around. I tried to hide the retail tags just because the retail tags give a really easy way to spot one, but this is the first set. Which one's fake, which one's real? Like I said, this one should be the easy one. If you thought this was the legit one, you are correct. If you got it wrong, it's okay. This is the whole refresher course, so you can kind of get a better idea of these things. But if you take a look at this one right here, this City Edition jersey from far away, you can tell that the color is totally off from the actual one. Design, totally wrong. They had stripes on the side. They don't have the little kind of screen printed graphics on this one. This was supposed to be a really popular page on Instagram selling this stuff, so not that good. Alright, so right here we got both Luka Doncic jerseys. Which one's fake, which one's legit? Take a look. And right here we got the front side. So if you thought this was a legit one, unfortunately you are incorrect. This one doesn't have the graphic that's on top. There's little details that I see up close. You could really tell hey, that's the fake version. But when you get pictures online, you kind of just only get the far version pictures, never really detailed. So I know it's harder to kind of see in this little game, but if you can tell from afar, you already have a good eye for these things. Then right here we got the Giannis Antetokounmpo City Edition Swingman. Let's see which one's legit, which one's fake. This one I feel got a little harder. They actually did a pretty good job on this one. I actually found the fake one on Mercari. Then we have the front side of both jerseys. Honestly, with this fake version, I feel this is probably one of the better ones that I've seen in a while. I mean, off the bat, for most people, I feel you won't even know the difference. So, unless you had it in hand and you can cross-reference it, like, and actually see like the details in hand, it's gonna be hard to kind of tell from just a faraway picture, which, you know, when you buy it off marketplaces, which they only give you. But if you thought this was a legit version, unfortunately, you are incorrect. Man, I mean, I think it looks pretty solid on that end. Like, they did a pretty decent job, but, you know, if you actually feel it in hand, it just feels really cheap. I know some people will say the Swingman already feels cheap. This feels double cheap. Alright, let's go ahead and break down what to look for when you're trying to spot a fake Nike NBA City Edition jersey. And at the end of the video, I'm going to show you guys the most common jersey that I see online, the knockoff version that's easily to spot, so you could easily stay away from these things. But let's go ahead and get into it. The first thing you want to look at is the jersey design and color. So that's why I like to do these unboxing videos, so you have a legit reference. But you can see here, it's that dark navy blue. Just look at the style, side panel. When you go to the fake version, you can see that blue is totally off. The red on the trim is off. But you can also see they don't have that navy blue outline on the letterings as well. Side panels all wrong. So those unboxings or pictures, you could easily tell when you cross-reference which is a legit one and which one's fake. The next thing we're going to take a look at is the patches. So right over here we got the 75th anniversary Nike swoosh. It's a plastic material. It's actually pretty firm and it's single stitched throughout. But when we go to the fake version right over here, it's a little wonkier looking. It kind of has that reflective diamond embellishment, but you can see it's heat pressed on. There's no single stitching around. So this one is a dead giveaway for a fake jersey. And we're gonna take a look at the Giannis one. So this one's the legit Giannis one. You can see the diamond embellishment, single stitched around. But on the fake version, it actually does a really good job of replicating it. I think the only difference is, like, this feels a little flimsier, but you can see it's single stitched with the diamond embellishment, that reflectiveness. So this one does a really good job of emulating it. When it comes to the 75th anniversary Jerry West logo, it's the same type of material, has a 75, and it's also single stitched. And on the fake version, you can see here, heat pressed like the front, so it's a dead giveaway. And it's a little more malleable. On the legit Giannis, we got the Jerry West logo. You can see the diamond embellishment, very reflective. You can see like the ridges on the actual plastic material. And then you got the 75 and it's single stitched throughout. You see those ridges when the light reflects. And on the fake version Jerry West, it's actually single stitched on this one, which I'll give it props there. It actually looks good. But you can see when the light hits it, you don't see as many ridges on this. And when you actually feel it, it actually feels really cheap and really thin compared to the actual legit version. But this is gonna be harder to tell when you're taking pictures online or just looking at pictures. The next thing we're gonna take a look at is the Jocktag. So you can see this one's the legit Luka one. We got Swingman, 75 anniversary, 48, Nike swoosh, and they have a little tab that says City Edition, and it has that graphic. So that's why I always recommend cross-referencing with a legit version. So if you run into ones like these, you got Swingman, 75. The font is a little off, 44. It says Icon Edition. So that's a dead giveaway. So you know this is a City Edition jersey and they put Icon Edition. That's one way to definitely tell that it's a fake version. And then it doesn't have that graphic. So when you cross-reference, they don't have that graphic depending on the City Edition jersey. That's another giveaway. And another little tidbit is these numbers right here. Each jersey has a different serial number, or I don't know what number. We're gonna call it a serial number. A lot of these fake versions have the same repeating numbers. So like if we go to this fake one right here, same number style. So basically, you know, you could tell like, okay, if it's repeating all throughout multiple jerseys, that's a dead giveaway. Right over here we got the legit version Giannis, Jocktag, Swingman, 75 anniversary. Peep the serial number, it doesn't repeat like other ones, City Edition. in the Nike swoosh. It's actually thicker compared to the cheap ones, the knockoffs. They're very thin, so like I said, it's going to be hard when you're like shopping online. But, you know, this one has the right details. But if you find another jersey that has the same serial number, because they mass produce these similar or same Jocktags, then you got a bad sign there. But when we take a look at this fake version Jimmy Butler one, you see the Jocktag. If they are still saying Nike Connect on this year's version jerseys, that's a huge indicator, a red flag, like, hey, that's fake. Because they got rid of Nike Connect a couple seasons ago, so this does not appear anymore on any of the new jerseys. But if you all want to kind of like make sure, if it says Nike Connect and there's no microchip on this back end, you can see there's no microchip here, it's 100% fake. So anything that has Nike Connect should have a microchip. It's like a circular microchip. But like I was saying, these new City Edition jerseys should not have Nike Connect. And then the Jocktag looks sloppy. Next, we're going to go focus on the neck label area. Since the NBA logo is stitched down, you can see the outline here. And then they move everything off center. And you can see right here, this is sublimated. So they should have no texture to it. It should feel just like the rest of the fabric here, since it's dyed onto the fabric. So there shouldn't be a texture change at all. But you can see NBA Nike swoosh Dri Fit large, made in Guatemala. And then you can see that recycling symbol down there. That's the logo for a recycling symbol. When we go to the fake version, right over here you can see this. So it has pretty much the same information. There's some stuff missing, but this is actually heat pressed onto the jersey. So there's the fabric, and then it feels slippery and feels like it's like stuck on, or like kind of feels like a sticker. So that heat press portion, it should never be heat pressed. It should always be sublimated onto the jersey. So there shouldn't be a texture change. But you see right here, there's no recycling symbol. So that's how you could tell it's a fake jersey. Then we're gonna take a look at the Nike Giannis jersey. You can see the NBA logo, single stitch, but you see the stitching is very clean. Then you go over to the information. You got your Dri Fit, pretty standard stuff with the recycling symbol, and it feels like just a regular texture as the rest of this jersey base. But going over to the fake version right here, you can see it's stitched because the symbol's stitched, but you see how it's kind of like sloppy stitching, and you can see there's like paper material on it. That's like a pretty good indicator that it's a fake jersey. You see all that like kind of like paper material on there. It doesn't look as clean as this one. This one, you don't see anything on it. It's just pure white. This one has like some little paper material around it. You can see that. And then right over here, the information, it actually does have the recycling symbol and have all the right information. But if you really feel closely and look at it, this is heat pressed on. Like the texture changes, and it's not sublimated. It should always be sublimated on, like this one here. So right here you got the legit KD version, just nice and clean. And then this is sublimated on, so no texture change, all the standard information. On this fake version, this one's a really easy giveaway. You can see there's like that, it's heat pressed on that side, so you can see like the residue on this side. Doesn't have the recycling symbol, has the information, but it feels like it's like stuck on here. So that's a giveaway of a fake jersey. Next, we're gonna go ahead and focus on the retail tags and their placement. So in 2017 all the way to 2020, I believe, they used to have the tags in this like armpit area, kind of separated, one here and one on this opposite side. So starting from 2021 up until this season, they hang it a little high up near the collar area. You can see here. And then you got the retail tags. So this year with the City Edition jerseys for 2021, 2022, they use a cardboard kind of like recycled fiber material like this. So it kind of looks like a little cardboard, has your barcode, the QR code, you got the pricing. And then you get the little Dri Fit information stuff right here. And NBA store with the holograph. So they had more tags in the past, but now it's a little lessened up, but tag placement is a dead giveaway as well. So anything 2021 and up right now should be placed up here. Then we take a look at the fake version. They're using the information that they used in years prior. They just kind of copy what it had, but the tags have kind of blank information in here. Nothing, no price tag, no, they should have that sticker. And then they got the NBA tag with the holograph right here. But for tag placement, you can see it's right here in the pit area. That should be a red flag for anything 2021 and up. And on this jersey, you can see which one's the legit one. This one here, the fake one on this side. But you got the tags placed up high. Tags I showed you on this one. Pretty much the same stuff as well as the last fake one. Then when we look at the Giannis version, they're both placed up high. So the legit one's here, the fake one's right there. Let's take a look at this fake one. So from far away, it's kind of harder to tell, but when you take a look at it, the sizing is a little off, but it looks, I mean, pretty solid to the untrained eye. And I actually tried this QR code. It actually goes to the Nike website, which is a trip. So they were on top of that detail. There's usually a price tag if it's in the US. There's a suggested retail price, but I know I've bought stuff internationally before, and not all the time they will have that. So I can't say it's a dead giveaway, but just to be on the lookout with that. And then these tags, you know, I've never shopped at like Nike China or anything like that, or Hong Kong, so I don't know what their tags are like there, so I can't say, but they do a pretty alright job on this. Like, the texture feels like stiff, it doesn't feel like a recycled fiber, but you know, if you didn't know, you could easily get tricked into it. You got NBA stores here, but they slip up on one little detail. This is not a hardwood classic night jersey. So let's say you're looking at a city edition jersey and it says hardwood classic night, you know, right there, that's a huge red flag. That's a fake jersey right there. And one more little detail with the retail tags and placement. When we look at the legit version, Nike will always use a black tag right here. That black tag. Since knockoffs try to be as cheap as possible, they're not gonna go with the black tags all the time. They want to cut the cost. You see it's clear. When you get it colored, it's a little more expensive. You get that clear tag, a little cheaper. So Nike will always use black opposed to this clear. So when we take a look at the legit KD version, if you flip this up right here in the Jocktag area, you flip it up, there should be information right here. But the most important to check is this little tab here. So this one has information that should match up with the retail tags. Let me try to focus on this. So you can see there's a large, L for large, so that should match up with the jersey, but also the code underneath it, the DB40 something 492, should match the retail tag. So let's take a look at the retail tags. DB4018492. So those should always match up. And on the fake Giannis version, it's pretty much kind of like the other ones, but what they do add here is a little Nike tab. So focusing on this, it says DB4018492, right? But there's no sizing on this as well. So when we take a look at the retail tags, this is not what they have matched up with the Nike tag on the wash tag. So that is a indicator this one is a fake jersey. And lastly, this one's the Giannis Swingman. So made in Honduras. You see right here, 40, 35, 100, size large. You got an inspection sticker. And then when we go to the retail tags, 40, 35, 100, size large. That is the correct jersey. The last thing we're going to take a look at is the Dri Fit labeling in the back right hand corner. So this is a legit Luka Doncic jersey, and when we go right down here, you can see it says Dri Fit. It's heat pressed on. Let's get a little focus on it. Just right above this seam. So on the fake version here, you don't have it. So in 2021, late 2021, and up until this year, City Edition jersey, it should have Dri Fit or Dri Fit Advanced if you're looking for an authentic. So the fake version does not have it. It's a little detail to look at. But when we take a look at the legit Giannis one, back right corner, it says Dri Fit again, just right above the seam. But when we go to the fake version, it also says Dri Fit. They use a little black print instead of like that light gray. But you see the placement. So it's kind of high, like really, really high off that seam. I mean, that should kind of give you a red flag, like, hey, this may not be legit. It's super high. Not saying that it should be always perfectly flush in one area. You can see right here with the Giannis one, comparing it to Luka. Luka's a little bit higher just by a tad bit. There's always going to be a little variance, but if it's like way out of place like this, maybe you should kind of be like, hey, that's a red flag. And on this portion, we're just going to go ahead and quickly break down the most common fake jersey that I see on the internet. The one on the right, if you couldn't tell, this one's the authentic version. They try to emulate it really closely, but it's pretty bad. But right over here, you got a stitched down logo, just not vibrant. I mean, it should have the 75th anniversary diamond embellishment, but it doesn't. You got it stitched Jimmy Butler. But over here, you can see here, these little polka dots. This is how you can tell it's fake. They should not have polka dots that are like solid or kind of like printed onto the graphic. If you look at the authentic version, these polka dots are actually holes that are like ventilated twill to create more ventilation. So these are actual holes on there. On this one, these are like printed graphics on it. So you have printed polka dots on your jersey, that's a fake version. In the corner, you don't see any Dri Fit or Dri Fit Advanced. So that's red flags right there. And when we switch it up on the front side, first off, right here, this square, you can see that little paper material and the way they knotted it off, really sloppy, and there's no label information anywhere to be seen. That's a red flag. Retail tag, I mean, pretty nothing, basic, dry skin and bones. That's a red flag. That clear tag, that's a red flag. Down here, so this one's an embroidered Nike swoosh. On this year's City Edition, it should have that diamond embellishment. The only embroidered swooshes this year is going to be the Classic Edition, which is the Warriors, the Knicks, and the Boston Celtics. So it shouldn't be embroidered. So when you're looking online, it's kind of hard to tell with these graphics. You can see here, if we look at it from afar, it's kind of hard to tell. But these are like really just printed on, like one piece printed on. It just feels really cheap compared to like different layers that they add on the authentic version. But right here, the polka dots, that should be actual like holes. That's a red flag. And then when we go down to the Jocktag, you can see how sloppy the tag font looks like. And this year and last year, they shouldn't have Nike Connect anymore. Like I said earlier in the video, if it says Nike Connect but there's no microchip back there, that's a fake version. We look in here, no wash tags. And let's go ahead and flip it inside out. If you're really feeling sketched out when you're buying online, ask the seller to send you a picture of the jersey inside out. So you can see right over here, the stitching, just sloppy craftsmanship. It's all connected. There's no breaks in between. They're all connected like Spider-Man. And then they're really sloppy with the paper material. So not every time having paper material means it's fake. If you get things customized at the team store, the workers don't take off the paper material, but it won't look as sloppy as this. Like normally some jerseys, like the fake jerseys, normally come with hella paper, and you can see like terrible stitching throughout. but this one actually, like, it's pretty clean, but you could really tell on that backside. Whew. That's usually a telltale sign like, yo, that's a fake jersey, sloppy craftsmanship. If you were looking for an authentic, just look at how clean the stitching is. You see where everything's knotted off, just precision, nice and clean, like the stitching. Just clean cut. You see that? If you're looking for an authentic, it should look clean like this, or if they had paper material, it still looks super clean. Now if you got stitching connecting each other like this, pretty bad sign, guys. Whew. I know it was a lot of information to take in, and if you made it this far, I really do thank you, and I'm hoping you actually learned something or take a little bit of value from what information I put out there. And if you're looking for jerseys on these aftermarket platforms and you're still a little unsure and you just need a second pair of eyes, I'm always down to help. Feel free to reach out to me on my Instagram, which I'm most often on there, Facebook, or my email. With that being said, thank you for the support, guys, and I appreciate you guys staying and watching, and on to the next video.